testing. Okay, welcome to the Public Service Commission's meeting for November 19th, 2025. First item is to approve minutes from our meeting of November 5th, 2025. Commissioner McLean. Commissioner Linton.
Aye.
Commissioner Sussman.
Aye.
Commissioner Barbe.
Aye.
I vote aye.
Morning, Mr. Chair. There are 7 items on today's consent agenda. Item number 1 is a request for a renewable energy facility certification from the U.S. Department of Energy Southeastern Power Administration. Item number 2 is an application for a license to supply natural gas from CBRE Inc. Items 3, 4, and 5 are SOS tariff pages from the Potomac Edison Company, Delmarva Power and Link Company, and the Potomac Electric Power Company. And items 6 and 7 are requests for operational deadline extensions from Poplar Hill Solar LLC and Greater Mount Nebo Solar LLC.
Okay, regarding item 1, I move we approve the application and issue a renewable energy facility ID certification number, direct the applicant to establish a rec accounts with PJM GATS within 30 days of certification, and direct the applicant to notify the commission within 30 days if any of the information in which the application is based has changed. Commissioner McLean.
Aye.
Commissioner Blinton.
Aye.
Commissioner Sussman.
Aye.
Commissioner Barbe.
Aye.
I vote aye. Item 2, I move we grant the company a license to operate as a natural gas supplier in Maryland, limited to broker services for commercial and industrial customers only. Direct the company to provide marketing and training materials specific to its Maryland operations to the commission staff 30 days prior to the utilization of the materials in Maryland, and direct the company to notify the commission within 30 days if there are any changes in the information in the application. Commissioner McLean.
Aye.
Commissioner Linton.
Aye.
Commissioner Sussman.
Aye.
Commissioner Barbe.
Aye.
I vote aye. Item 3, I move we accept the tariff provisions for filing with an effective date of December 1, 2025. Commissioner McLean.
Aye.
Commissioner Linton.
Aye.
Commissioner Sussman.
Aye.
Commissioner Barbe.
Aye.
I vote aye. Regarding item 4, I move we accept the tariff provisions for filing with an effective date of December 1, 2025. Commissioner McLean.
Aye.
Commissioner Linton.
Aye.
Commissioner Sussman.
Aye.
Commissioner Barbe.
Aye.
I vote aye. Regarding item 5, I move we accept the tariff provisions for filing with an effective date of December 1, 2025. Commissioner McLean.
Aye.
Commissioner Linton.
Aye.
Commissioner Sussman.
Aye.
Commissioner Barbe.
Aye.
I vote aye. Item 6, I move we grant a waiver of the operational deadline for the company's project until July 26, 2027. Commissioner McLean.
Aye.
Commissioner Linton, yeah.
Aye.
Commissioner Sussman.
Aye.
Commissioner Barbe.
Aye.
I vote aye. Regarding item 7, I move we grant the requested limited waiver of COMAR 20.62.03.04C and extend the operational deadline for the project until April 26, 2027. Commissioner McLean.
Aye.
Commissioner Linton.
Aye.
Commissioner Sussman.
Aye.
Commissioner Barbe.
Aye.
I vote aye. Regarding item 8, I move.
That's on the administrative.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
It's on a roll there. So.
I could just end it quickly. Item number 8 on the administrative agenda consists of tariff pages from Baltimore Gas and Electric Company.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. Oladipo Fide on behalf of staff. On October 15th, 2025, BGE filed Supplement 739 to its electric service tariff to extend the operational deadline of its commercial EV fleet programs from September 14th to the earlier of June 30, 2026, or the start of the second phase of EV programs. Staff recommends the Commission accept the proposed tariff pages for filing with an effective date of November 19th, 2025, as this change is necessary to comply with the Commission's decision at the August 6th, 2025 admin hearing to extend the program's operational deadlines. With that, I'm open to questions.
Okay, any questions for staff? All right, seeing none.
Good morning, Commissioners. Joel Michelle on behalf of BGE. We thank staff for its analysis. We have no further presentations, and we are available for questions.
Any questions for BG&E? All righty. So, I move we accept the tariff provisions for filing with an effective date of November 19, 2025. Commissioner McLean.
Aye.
Commissioner Linton.
Aye.
Commissioner Sussman.
Aye.
Commissioner Barbe.
Aye.
I vote aye.
Okay, item number 9 is an application for authority to provide facilities-based local exchange services from Lumos Fiber of Maryland, LLC.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. Cameron Walton on behalf of staff. On September 8th, 2025, Lumos Fiber of Maryland filed an application for authority to provide facilities-based local exchange telecommunication services in Maryland. Lumos seeks to offer point-to-point high-speed data transport and local exchange services to enterprise customers. The applicant will not provide switched local services and does not intend to serve residential customers at this time. Lumos states that approval of this application is in the public interest as it will increase competition and expand service options for enterprise customers. Lumos meets all application requirements and is in good standing with SDAT. Therefore, staff recommends that the Commission grant Lumos Fiber of Maryland the authority to provide facilities-based local exchange services in Maryland and approve the requested waivers under COMAR 2045-0203B, 2045-0411, and 2045-0501B. Thank you, and I'm available for any questions.
Any questions for staff? Actually, I got one. Wasn't this item before us before, and there was some question about the regulatory authority that we have?
I think that's Fiber Asset Co.
Okay, all right. So with that, I move we grant the company authority to provide facilities-based local exchange services in Maryland, and that the Commission grant the requested waivers of COMAR 20.45.02.03B, 20.45.04.11, and 20.45.05.01B. Commissioner McLean.
Aye.
Commissioner Linton.
Aye.
Commissioner Suchman.
Aye.
Commissioner Barve.
Aye.
I vote aye.
And item number 10 consists of revised tariff pages from Maryland Water Services, Inc.
Good morning, Chair and Commissioners. Alden Manka on behalf of staff. On October 14th, 2025, Maryland Water Service, Inc. filed revised tariff pages to revise the bulk purchase water rates for the Pinto and Highland Estates water systems. The bulk purchased water rate is designed as a pass-through for the company to recover the costs of water purchases. The company states that these changes are in response to the increase in Allegheny County's and the City of Cumberland's water supply rates, which became effective on July 1st, 2025. The company supplies water for the Pinto and Highland Estates water systems by purchasing water from Allegheny County and the City of Cumberland, respectively. The company charges customers the rate it pays the municipalities for water, plus an additional 15% as an estimate for unaccounted for water losses. Customers were notified of this increase on October 14th, 2025. The last increase in the bulk purchased water rate for these systems was in August 2024. For the Highland Estates water system, the bulk purchase water rate is increasing from $12.52 per thousand gallons to $15.55 per thousand gallons. The average Highland Estates residential customer would see a bill increase of $6.90 per month due to this change, a 6.7% increase. For the Pinto water system, the bulk purchase water rate is increasing from $10.04 per thousand gallons to $12.17 per thousand gallons. The average Pinto residential customer would see a bill increase of $6.65 due to this change, a 5.4% increase. Staff recommends the Commission accept the revised tariff pages for filing with an effective date of November 19, 2025. Thank you, and I'm available for questions.
Any questions? All right, let's see. Oh, actually, Commissioner McLean.
Good morning, sir. Do you know if these percentage increases are in line with previous increases, sir?
Yes, so last year, I believe the Pinto increase was a roughly similar increase, and the Highland Estates increase, I think, was closer to a 10% increase. So it's less percentage-wise than last year.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chair Hoover, Commissioners. David Beaglemans on behalf of Maryland Water Service. I have nothing to add to staff's presentation, but happy to answer any questions you may have.
So if we get any questions about why the rates are going up, this is directly the result of the actions of the City of Cumberland and Allegheny County, correct?
That's exactly right. This is a pass-through mechanism. We made this filing pursuant to the company's tariff, which required us to make this filing once the rates increased.
Okay, so if the customers don't like this, they should be talking to the folks back home, so.
Correct, John.
Okay, all right. With that, I move we accept the tariff revisions for filing with an effective date of November 19, 2025. Commissioner McLean?
Aye.
Commissioner Linton?
Aye.
Commissioner Suchman?
Aye.
Commissioner Barbet.
Aye.
I vote aye.
And item 11 is a request from Darling Ingredients, aka Valley Proteins, for a waiver of a gas interruption penalty.
Good morning again, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. Cameron Walton on behalf of staff. On June 23rd, 2025, Valley Proteins requested that the Commission waive an interruption penalty imposed by BGE. The penalty resulted from the customer's violation of BGE's January 17th, 2025 directive to cease gas consumption during the interruption period from Monday, January 20th to Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. Valley Proteins, now owned by Darling Ingredients, operates one dual fuel boiler and a backup boiler that was gas only at the time of the event. The dual fuel system had been tested biannually until 2023, but after the acquisition and employee turnover, it was not tested again until November 2024. During the November 19th, 2024 physical interruption test, the customer successfully ceased gas usage and passed the test. BGE notified Valley Proteins of the scheduled interruption on January 17th, 2025. That same day, Valley Proteins contacted Tate Engineering to prepare boiler number 1 to run on oil. The technician identified damage to the air damper that could not be repaired, and a replacement part could not arrive before the interruption. As a result, the customer had to operate boiler number 2, its gas-only boiler, to prevent freezing of plant pipes. Boiler number 1 was fully repaired and operable on oil by March 11th, 2025. Staff notes that Valley Proteins made several good faith efforts. Prior to the event, the customer passed the November 2024 physical interruption test and hired a technician to tune boiler number 1 for oil service at a cost of $1,266. The reason for noncompliance was a damaged damper that could not be replaced in time of the interruption. During the event, Valley Proteins shut down production, secured the plant, and ran boiler number 2 only at low fire to prevent frozen pipes, reducing gas usage by approximately 63%. After the event, Valley Proteins began a capital project exceeding $100,000 to enable both boilers to burn on number 2 oil, with completion expected by November 15th, 2025. Given these good faith actions before, during, and after the interruption, staff finds it reasonable to grant 63% reduction in the interruption penalty, reflecting the customer's documented reduction in gas usage. This results in a reduced distribution penalty of $104,498.44. Thank you, and I'm available for any questions.
Questions for staff? Commissioner Sushman.
Okay, so just to be clear, it sounds like Valley Proteins did everything that it should have done when it received notice from Baltimore Gas and Electric that it would need to interrupt service. It had they had their technician come out and inspect the boiler, and then found that there was a problem. And then when they knew that they couldn't replace the part in enough time, they reduced the amount of usage just so that they didn't incur damage to their system. So it sounds like they did everything they were supposed to do, and that really the situation was beyond their control. Is there anything that you identified in your analysis that points to some deficiency on the part of the company in maintenance or? Go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. So the only thing I will note is that during the acquisition process, there was a large gap between when it was last checked. So it was checked last March 2023, and then wasn't checked again until the physical interruption test, which was November 19th, 2024.
Okay, but then they did the test, and that because they passed the test, I'm assuming it would suggest to the company that their boiler was fine.
Correct.
Okay, and then after they received the notice, then they also called a tech to make sure that it was working before they participated in the interruption of gas.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
Okay. Oh, Commissioner McLean.
Another thing to highlight, sorry about that. Just to, believe the one thing we said is also they lacked redundancy, just for the fact that they only had one operable boiler that could use both oil and run on natural gas. But now with the capital project, they have 2 boilers that can run on both oil and natural gas.
Yeah, sir, how do you respond to OPC?
So a few things I noted from OPC's filing is that they said that staff's calculation was kind of rewrote the BGE tariff, but BGE's tariff doesn't really specify any correct way to go by these cases. I mean, most of them are case by case. The best thing that we go off of is good faith efforts, which is kind of broad in a sense, because I mean, anything can kind of qualify as good faith efforts.
What about the argument that the company should have done more testing in previous years?
I think, I mean, the most recent test was the physical interruption test on November. So if the company passed that, I think there's, of course, they should test more frequently. But if they pass right before the interruption, I think it kind of negates everything else before that.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Mhm.
Okay. And you are here on behalf of.
Office of People's Counsel.
Okay, go ahead.
Good morning, Chair Hoover and Commissioners. My name is Mark Bird. I'm with the Assistant People's Counsel with the Office of People's Counsel.
Sure.
And the crux of OPC's argument is that the Commission should deny the requested waiver because the record indicates that the company did not perform regular testing on their oil field backup system that it relies upon in order to comply with these interruption events as required as an interruptible service customer under BGE's interruptible service tariff. And specifically, the record indicates that the company regularly tested its backup system until March 2023, after which it is unclear whether the system was tested again until just a few days prior to the January 2025 interruption event, at which point the company found that the backup system not to be in operating condition due to the damage to the air damper. But had the company done regular testing, it would have likely discovered the condition of the backup system in a timely manner that would have allowed them to comply with the interruption event. And I note that staff stated that the oil system was tested on the physical interruption test in November, and that's actually unclear on the record because the record indicates that they ceased using the gas from BGE, but it doesn't indicate whether that necessarily involved firing up the oil backup system, which would be used for heating. Actually, the physical interruption test would have been November 19th, 2024. That's like 1 year ago today, and if you look up the weather for that day, it was a high of 60s and lows of 50s. So there wouldn't have necessarily been a reason unless they specifically decided to test the oil field boiler backup system. But my point is that they wouldn't have necessarily had to do that in order to pass the physical interruption test. And so it's unclear on the record if they actually tested the system until just a couple days prior to the interruption event. So the commission should deny the waiver without prejudice to allow the company to provide further information showing that the lack of testing did not contribute to the non-compliance. And granting the waiver without this additional information would undermine the purpose of the penalty, which is to ensure that the company takes all steps necessary to comply with the interruption event. And another point is that by recommending this reduction in waiver that's based on reduction in usage, it's actually inconsistent with a similar waiver request by Ascension St. Agnes Hospital, in which the commission recently granted a 40% waiver, although there was no indication that there was any substantial reduction in that case. And in that case, the hospital, similarly, the oil backup system did not fire at all, and the hospital used use BGE gas for 71 of 72 hours of the interruption period, and so OPC believes it's important to have a consistent to treat these waivers consistently, to find some way to consistently judge whether or not waiver is appropriate in the first place, and additionally by how much the waiver is appropriate. And I'm available for questions.
Okay. Any questions for OPC? Commissioner Barbe?
Yeah, with respect to the hospital, I'm trying to remember now. Do you know what position OPC took with respect to that situation? Did you advise a complete denial, or what? I'm just trying to remember.
OPC's position in that case was similar to this one, which was recommending a denial without prejudice, and the information that OPC sought was a little bit different in that case. In that case, OPC requested that the hospital provide some showing that it had substantially reduced its usage, and that's actually an aspect of that's required under BGE's tariff to even qualify for the waiver in the first place.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner McLean?
Good morning, sir. Did OPC conduct any discovery on this item? Have you done anything?
No.
No. And how did you arrive at your 50% recommendation if we were to grant a waiver?
That's I think 50%. I'd actually have to go back to find that out. I'm not sure, although my thought is that that's maybe the proper balance in order to still preserve a substantial penalty, but at the same time recognize that there are situations where a company might do everything it can reasonably do, and something still might go wrong, in which case waiver might be appropriate.
Right. And you would agree that there's no 50% reference or manner in which the commission's supposed to calculate an appropriate penalty. Is that correct?
That's my understanding.
Okay.
There's no 50%
Okay.
listed.
All right.
In the
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So is there anybody here from the company? So actually, if you can just come over there, so. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm Robert Hudson. I'm General Manager of Darling Ingredients. I've worked at this facility for 43 years. Actually started in the boiler room as a young man, and we have complied with all the curtailment since I've been there. In my 43 years, we never had, we met the system. Valley Protein owned the plant at the time. I worked for Valley Protein for 35 years. The system was old, needed to be updated, and a lot went on after the acquisition of when Darling bought us in May of 2022. And I had a really good plant manager at the time, was a stationary engineer who operated the boiler room, did a really good job. He left early spring of 2024 with short notice, and at that time we were going through the acquisition and a lot of training. Darling's a very big company. They do things a lot differently than than Valley did, and Darling has invested a lot of money into the plant because the plant was old and outdated, and this was on the list to be done. Of course, this accelerated it, and actually we operated the system this week on oil. We have one boiler converted, and the other one will be converted within 2 weeks. And right now the cost is up to about $150,000 for the conversion. So it will be much better going forward, and testing will be done every month on each boiler. We'll do that 4-hour test that it runs on oil, and we'll have that documented as well too.
Okay, questions, Commissioner Barbe?
Yeah, okay, so, so the new, the retrofit hasn't been completed yet. You were thinking it was going to be November 15th, I understand. When do you think it's going to be completed?
It's completed on boiler number 1. It runs on boiler 1. It is completed.
Oh, okay.
And the parts and the piping is all done to boiler number 2. It'll be in another week or two,
Okay.
and that will be up and running.
So it's imminent.
It's running now, yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Sushman?
So at this point right now, you don't have the redundancy that staff had referenced.
I don't have the redundancy for,
You have one boiler that can operate on oil.
at this point right now.
Okay, so the redundancy that staff had said happened after the incident, after the,
Right.
that hasn't occurred yet, but it will occur.
Yeah, I mean, everything's in place. They're working on it now. Another 2 weeks, then both boilers will be fully operable.
When you were purchased by Darling, was the expectation that there would be redundancies?
Absolutely.
Okay, so but it hadn't happened yet.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. That was part of the, they walked around with me, and I went through the whole plant, showed them what we need to do, and they agreed, and they've invested money. We have redundancy not only in the boiler room, but we have that in production as well.
Okay, and then and you've been at this plant for a very long time.
I have.
And there have been other requests for interruption
Many
from
times, many
many times. Okay, and you've never had a problem before.
No, ma'am.
Okay. And as soon as you got the notice from BGE that there would be an interruption, you contacted your contractor, had them come out to inspect.
We have a contract with local boiler company, and they actually come in every month and test each boiler. But they were testing it on gas, not oil, and then we said no, we need to do both.
Okay. And for previous interruptions, did you do the same thing? Have your contractor
They
come out?
always came in every year. We would tune the boiler in like November on oil because we didn't need to run it, other than that. And when I first started in the plant, our backup system was number 6 oil. So that was very difficult to run. But Valley Protein, we were burning our own product that we were making, which was used cooking oil was our backup fuel. And then when Darling acquired us, they're like, no, that's what we sell to our customers, not to burn it. So we're going to switch to number 2. That's when that decision was made.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. So, question for staff. If we want to change the percentage of the reduction, do I just pick a number, and I guess and to get to the specific point, if we want to do a complete waiver, do I just say we're going to completely waive the fee, or do I have to say 100% reduction in the fee?
I think you can say a complete waiver of the fee. Automatic.
All right. And with that, I move we grant the company a waiver of the interruption penalty fee. Commissioner McLean.
Aye.
Commissioner Linton.
Aye.
Commissioner Suchman.
Aye.
Commissioner Barbe.
Aye.
I vote aye. And with that, we're adjourned.